All right, today we are jumping into Dr. Bradley Nelson's The Emotion Code. This is a book that's all about a really fascinating method for finding and releasing what it calls our emotional baggage. So let's get right into it. The book kicks off with this question, and I feel like it's something almost everyone can relate to. It's that feeling of being stuck, right? Like you're struggling under the weight of something you can't even put your finger on. The whole idea is that stuff you thought was long gone might actually still be pulling the strings in your life today. So, what is this invisible weight? Well, the core idea of the entire book is this thing called a trapped emotion. Dr. Nelson's theory is that when we go through really intense emotions, the energy from those feelings can literally get stuck inside our bodies. And we're not talking about memories here. Think of them more like little balls of energy that can get tangled up in our tissues and really mess with our physical and emotional health. So, what does it actually feel like to have your future held hostage by these so-called trapped emotions? The book is just packed with these really compelling stories of people who had no idea what was holding them back. Okay, take Sonia's story. After a bunch of super stressful things happened in her life, she developed this awful, debilitating physical pain that none of her doctors could figure out. And this is a huge point the book makes. These invisible emotional energies can have very real, very physical consequences. For Sonia, it wasn't just in her head. It was a physical reality that she thought was going to land her in a wheelchair. So, if these trapped emotions are the big problem, how in the world do you find them? Well, the book suggests that the key is already inside of us, tucked away in a part of our mind we don't really think about. The book uses this incredible metaphor. It says your subconscious mind is basically the most powerful supercomputer on the planet. I mean, just imagine a hard drive that has recorded every single thing you've ever seen, heard, or felt, even the stuff your conscious mind totally forgot about years ago. The claim here is that this internal computer knows exactly what's wrong and what you need to do to fix it. That's the million-dollar question, right? If all the answers are locked away in this subconscious database, how do you get the login info? Well, the book offers a very specific hands-on technique to do just that. And that method is called muscle testing. It's based on this really cool idea that your body just knows the difference between truth and a lie. So the theory goes like this. When you say something true, your body's energy stays solid and your muscles test strong. But if you say something false, it causes this tiny glitch and your muscles go weak for a second. This simple yes or no response, the book claims, is how you can directly ask questions to that supercomputer in your subconscious. Okay, so let's say you've used muscle testing, you've pinpointed a specific trapped emotion from a certain time in your life. What do you do now? The book then lays out exactly how to get rid of it. The actual release process described in the book is, believe it or not, pretty straightforward. It's a combination of two things, your own focused intention and a magnet. The idea is you focus your thoughts on releasing the emotion, and then you use a magnet to basically amplify that intention and clear the energy for good. And you do this by rolling the magnet over what's called the governing meridian in traditional Chinese medicine. It's a major energy pathway that runs right up your back and over the top of your head. And the effects people describe can be, wow, pretty dramatic. This quote from a practitioner in the book really gives you a sense of that powerful physical jolt some people say they feel. It's not described as just a mental shift, but as a real, tangible, energetic event. Now, this is where things get really interesting. The book takes this whole idea of trapped emotions and applies it to what the author says is the biggest discovery of his entire career, an invisible wall that many of us apparently build around our hearts. The way Dr. Nelson says he discovered this is a wild story. It came to him in this flash of insight, a waking vision, while he was working on his wife, Jean. He suddenly just saw that her heart was hidden away, like it was encased in something for protection. And that vision got him wondering, can our subconscious actually build walls to protect us from heartbreak? And that question led to this whole concept. The heart wall is described as this energy field that your subconscious builds one layer at a time using your trapped emotions as the bricks and mortar. It's totally a defense mechanism, right? It's designed to shield your heart after you've been hurt. But, as the book argues, that protection comes with a very, very high price. And here's the crazy paradox of the heart wall. It's built to protect you, but it can end up being a prison. The book claims this wall can just numb you out, making it hard to connect with people, leaving you feeling isolated. It can block the love you're trying to give and deflect the love that's trying to come to you. It can lead to this awful cycle of failed relationships and just feeling disconnected from everyone. And this is why the author thinks it's such a big deal. It points to a hidden, energetic reason for some of our deepest human struggles. So, the book spends a lot of time talking about what's possible when you start taking down this heart wall, one trapped emotion at a time. The book shares the story of Frank, a Vietnam vet who had been completely shut down emotionally for decades. He couldn't even talk about his experiences. But after they worked on clearing his heart wall, he said he felt this massive shift. The trauma wasn't living inside him anymore. It was just a part of history. It's this powerful story about finally finding peace and feeling, in his words, welcomed home. And then there's Miranda's story, which is amazing because it connects the physical to the relational. The book says her chronic neck pain, which she'd had for a long time, just disappeared after her heart wall was cleared. But even bigger than that, she found herself open to love again, ran into an old flame, and fell in love. It's as if the wall was blocking both her physical health and her ability to connect with someone.
Now, to back up these stories, the book also points to its own research. This chart shows self-reported data from a study of 100 people, before and after they had their heart walls cleared. And as you can see, the reported improvements were pretty significant, about a 1/3 drop in both PTSD and depression symptoms, and a decent jump in how satisfied they were with their relationships.
We'll leave you with one last kind of mind-blowing idea from the book. The concept that some of the trapped emotions we have aren't even from our own lives, but that they can actually be passed down from our ancestors. So it leaves you with this really provocative question to chew on. What if that invisible weight you're carrying, that pattern in your life you just can't seem to break, what if it doesn't even belong to you?